respectful. And we are adamantly going to be respectful to you, and we request that you be respectful to us. We're not saying that a travel center is going in. Okay, what the program is opening it up for a developer or somebody to look at what the land may be used for. It may not be used for anything. It may not even be marketable. It's not. We're not putting a big box in. We're not saying a travel center is going in. We're opening it up to see what could be there. It could be anything. Now we're having a pre-proposal meeting on Friday. As a part of that, there will be public outreach. And in that discussion, we will talk about what is the best use of this area.
The biggest point to clarify is that you misunderstand what's going on.
No, we don't.
You totally misunderstand.
Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Because I've been trying to several times.
No, you haven't.
You told us what you're doing in the state of Ohio.
Can I try it again now?
Yeah, I think you got it.
We are looking at the assets of the state that are antiquated and not used properly, and we're seeing how we can best leverage the value of those assets. We are beginning to study, ma'am, could you just please give me a minute? We are beginning to study and to look at what development options may be appropriate for this site. We have not made any determination of what is appropriate for this site. We are beginning the process of evaluating it. That is what we are doing. And we are looking for your input and comment.
We don't like what we've got now.
No.
Excuse me, I have a copy of the RFP. You have asked for bids, and specifically,
Those are qualifications, ma'am.
well, specifically it says food, fuel, or lodging.
We're asking for qualifications for somebody to see if they're qualified to study and develop the plan.
I find it highly irregular that you guys are basically marketing property surrounding that you guys don't own. You own it. Not the surrounding properties. And that in the request for proposal, you talked about how the winning bidder was going to have to make offers to these surrounding adjacent landowners and purchase the land.
Which they have.
Yes. And if they win this land and the agreement with you expires, then the state of Ohio acquires the interest in that land.
All we're asking for is a proposal for the development of the service plaza area that the state owns. We leave the option open for them to consider anything larger.
Is it safe to say then that you guys are willing to go on the record that the state of Ohio will not use eminent domain to support commercial development of that area?
I will go on the record and I will actually reference the Ohio Revised Code. That is against the law to do. We will not use eminent domain. We cannot.
The voice that you guys are all sharing right now, the developer is probably going to say, I don't want to develop anything.
I hope
Can you please understand that that's part of the process that we're going to make the final decision? It's our job.
Okay, so you're saying
with all of your input
that our input will be taken, and if we say no, let's say a truck stop is proposed, and if we say no, it won't go in?
We can't say that yet.
Well, so you're saying that our input won't be taken into account, that
Your
we
input
can't
will
say
absolutely be taken into account. We can't say that this is a vote of the public health. We can't say that you yourself are going to veto it. Maybe somebody else wants it.
If all we can do is say, then that doesn't count as
It absolutely counts for everything.
into account. No, it doesn't. If we can't.
Okay, we need to move on to something. Is there any other final questions? Anyone that we haven't heard from yet?
You've got people here that are upset because we don't know what's going on. There's questions been thrown at you guys you don't know, but you have to realize the first thing you should do is stop. When you don't know what you're doing and you're not sure what direction you're going, you should stop. You need to reevaluate things. You need to look at the situation and see what you can do to better serve things. You're on a timetable. This is historic of what's happened to the state of Ohio in the last few years. Here we just spent $3 million on these restrooms. Now we're talking about tearing them down. In private business, you don't do things like that. You don't make those moves. That's why ODOT has problems now, because they've made wrong decisions. You guys need to really back up, put this thing on hold, and rethink it, and look at it and see. Yes, you may generate some money out of it, but the only thing you're doing, you're generating some money for the state, and you're taking away from the local. Our world has changed. Now we have to change our world. But that don't mean we have to take every step that is changing towards us. We need to think those things through. We need to evaluate them. You know, apparently you didn't expect this big a turnout. You've had stuff thrown at you that you wasn't prepared for. The people can't hear you. You can't hear them. It's a poor situation. One example, we aren't planned. We're not on target to what we need to do. I'm not criticizing. I'm trying to help you guys. We really need your help to try to straighten this thing out and level it off.
I appreciate what you're saying, appreciate those comments.